The President of the United States chance to the Islamic Republic, giving them yet again another deadline. They have until tomorrow to open up the Strait of Hormuz, or they will face decapitation. The Islamic Republic is going through some big changes internally, perhaps even changing the president and the supreme leader's advisor, with the supreme leader issuing new and unusual orders around those two people. The executions of the Iranian people are continuing, with two more hung today, and are a major potential spark for an uprising from the Iranian people, as stated by Prince Reza Pahlavi's team. We have exclusive messages from the regime supporters inside Iran for you guys today, who are growing more divided and unhappy, saying that the Islamic Republic is no longer Islamic. With that, let's begin with Donald Trump, who gave the 24-hour deadline in a last chance to the Islamic Republic before hitting them with all he's got. Let's see what he has to say about that.
Nobody did it, and it was time, and we hit them hard with the B-2s more than a year ago now, and that knocked out their capability, their potential capability. We've done a great job, but when we talk, we say we're talking. If we're not talking, when you ask me, no, we're not talking, I'll say it. But we are talking right now, we're talking, and we're talking at the request of Iran, backed by Saudi Arabia, backed by UAE, and backed by Qatar in particular, but others also. Many countries called, the leaders of many are friendly with a lot of them, almost all of them, one way or the other, and they all wanted to give this a last chance. This is a last chance. This is not something that, if it doesn't happen, this is a last chance for them to sign a good document. Yeah, please.
This is their last chance, and he says that multiple times. We'll get to that in a second because there's another clip. A reporter asks him another question about the last chance, and let's see what he has to say about it too.
But we have had last chances. This is the 7th last chance, or more actually.
Yeah.
Well, you don't know. I don't know. I think we're gonna maybe get something, but I want to give them every last chance before decapitation. Very tough to do what we have planned, still planned. We'll see what happens, but.
The last chance of the last chance of the last chance is occurring right now. And right now they are speaking in usual fashion and in timely order. The Islamic Republic has come out and said, we're not talking. We're not talking to the Americans. We're talking to Oman, though. That's who we're talking to. And just begs the question, if this proposal has been put forward 10 times between Oman for the Strait of Hormuz, hey, there's 2 lanes, you go. Each one has their own lane. Hasn't yielded any results before. Not quite so sure it will this time. Although U.S. officials to CNN and other major news media are saying, actually, there's no direct talks between, let's say, like U.S. delegations and Islamic Republic delegations. Is actually just Adalci and Witkoff and Kushner just exchanging some texts, maybe some last-minute texts here, and the Omanis are doing their own best chance to perhaps settle this before a war begins and the Omani infrastructure is also hit. That's what they're scared of. Let's take a look at what Said Qaseinejad has to say about this in just a second. Okay, cool. It's going to be a nice little segue. Armin, how many chances does it feel like the Islamic Republic has been getting?
Close to 20 by this point. More.
Yeah, maybe. 20 too many, maybe some say. There's no deal. There's no successful deal except for a surrender deal that can be made. And until the Islamic Republic doesn't believe that it's being pressured in the correct areas, which is an internal uprising, it's not going to come to the negotiating table to surrender. We did the calculation a while ago. However inaccurate it may be, the number was very low for how much it cost the Islamic Republic to suppress the Iranian people. We calculated 1.5 billion. Now let's just say it's 4 times that, okay? Let's just say it's 10 times that. They have the money. They can always suppress the Iranian people as long as they have the ability to do so, which is why during the 40-day war, when we struck the checkpoints in the Basij, the actual instruments of repression of the Iranian people, that was when we came very close. And that caused the Islamic Republic to come to the negotiating table. That's what caused them to come. Afterwards, striking, anti-air missiles, Strait of Hormuz, radars, etc., none of that really caused them to come back to the negotiating table. It was exactly when we struck them where it hurt. And that is exactly where we need to go back to. I'm sure, SATCOM is 100% aware of that. There's no way. So it's pretty clear at this point what we need to do. And it's pretty clear who's getting in the way. Saudi Arabia, Qatar and Pakistan. They are not mediators, ladies and gentlemen. Mediators are impartial. They're not impartial. The leader of Pakistan makes deals with IRGC commanders like Vahidi to buff up his own pockets. It's not impartial. They have vested interests to keep these countries from not fighting so they can personally profit. Qatar profits from having the Islamic Republic in existence. They don't want the Islamic Republic gone. If Iran is free, companies around the world will instead choose to invest in Iran and not in Qatar, taking away money from Qatar. That's the Qatari angle. That's the Pakistani angle. Saudi Arabia, really content to just sit back and let everyone do everything for them. And they've been encouraged to do so for decades. Why would that have to change for them? All of this at the cost of the Iranian people. Let's take a look at what Saeed Qasem has to say, the right-hand man of Prince Reza Pahlavi, the leader of the Iranian opposition, who says the Strait of Hormuz conflict and its impact on the US and global economy shows those who want the US to leave the region are doing China's work, knowingly or unknowingly. With the US out of the Middle East, America's adversaries and rivals would dominate the region and wield the energy weapon against the US and its allies. Completely correct. We actually started seeing China do this in the last 10 years. It approached the Persian Gulf Arab countries, Qatar, Bahrain, UAE, Saudi Arabia, and tried pulling them into the Chinese orbit. And now, what's happening with this conflict is the opposite. Donald Trump is using the Islamic Republic as a boogeyman to show the Persian Gulf Arab countries that there is a threat against them and that they have to get off their butt and start actually putting in some work, put some skin in the game to become free. If you read this statement, Armin, about how if the US leaves and all the countries that are trying to get the US to stop is actually benefiting China way more than people think. Is there anything that you see in that statement? Is that more true than not? What do you think?
Let's see. The Strait of Hormuz conflict and its impact on the US and global economy shows those who want the United States to leave the region are doing China's work, knowingly or unknowingly. With the United States out, America's adversaries and rivals would dominate the region and wield the energy weapon against the United States and its allies. I actually somewhat disagree with this. I think that China would not be able to replace the United States in the region. Even China needs United States there. Even China. It depends on United States providing security in the Middle East. So China wants to United States to provide security in the Middle East and leech off of United States providing, basically securing shipping lanes so China could buy its oil. Like if United States completely leaves that area, then there would be nobody providing security for China to be able to buy their oil. It would be so chaotic. It would be so messy. And China needs the oil from the Middle East. So China is using United States free security services as a way to have enough stability to get the energy out of them. So the situation would be so bad if United States leaves for everybody that not even China, I mean, I don't think United States will ever 100% leaves the area, but I'm just saying, imagining that hypothetical scenario, China was no, we need them there. China prefers the United States to be in the Middle East, but also constantly get poked in the Middle East, constantly drain its resources in the Middle East. So be there, provide some security so we could buy some oil from here, but also poke, let me like keep you busy over here so that you cannot focus on us in the Pacific as much as possible. That's what the situation. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, I think you alluded to America providing safety for shipping around the world there, and that's exactly
Yes.
what the U.S. is trying to leverage here. So with that, that is the general overview in between these two countries, and what we're waiting on is to see, is there any sort of breakthrough in the Strait of Hormuz with this new deadline that we have of 24 hours. So tomorrow, according to Donald Trump, should be a big day where we get a lot of things realized for us.
My name is Armin Navabi. I'm an Iranian political analyst with decades of experience fighting the Islamic regime inside and outside of Iran. Make sure you follow me for more, and also make sure you join our discussion group. I'm there almost every single day. Come talk to me there and the rest of the people there in our group calls. It's a great place to meet and talk to people who like talking about politics. The link is in the description and or in the bio. You could also get there by scanning the QR code on the screen. See you there.